Welcome back to another Spirit Island video. In this video, we're going to be continuing my basic strategy guide. This time, we're going to be talking about Starlight. So, I just realized that I did not make this video when Starlight came out. So, I figured this was a good opportunity to go back and go through that. So, Starlight is a very high complex spirit. They are going to start with a presence in a blighted land, and their summary of powers is a bunch of question marks, but they do have a little bit of defense and utility built into the kit. Flipping the spirit board over, you have two special rules. The first special rule talks about these different growth options that you can unlock as you play the game. And the second special rule you have is whenever you uncover a spot that has a star or an element, it means you get to put a permanent element there that will last for the rest of the game. So this is like your build your own spirit in a way. So you're going to be drafting a ton of cards. You're going to be shifting and shaping to whatever form you want to play as. So you have a pick 3 option, and these are your initial 4 growths. You have a Reclaim 1, placing a presence at 0 range, a 1 energy, and then move a presence at 3 range. You then have 3 possible growth options that you can gain throughout the game, and these are a dichotomy. Once you uncover this, you get to pick between the left or the right, and that is what you gain. So the first one of these options is Reclaiming Half, followed by a power card and move a presence, or gaining a power card and move a presence. The second is Energy or Extra Plays. The third is going to be Reclaiming or an extra card and an energy. And then the final is going to be 2 damage or +1 play and a fast. So looking at these 4 different, usually what you'll see people play or take is this card gain, this reclaim, and this card gain, this extra card play fast, or extra card play plus 1 is fast. This is typically the ones that you see most often. Now, that doesn't mean that these are the only builds. There are plenty of different builds where you may go for the Reclaim Half. Some people try to go for the energy and the extra plays early. Some people rush towards the gaining a power card every turn with energy. So there's different variations, but the build that I came up with was good card Starlight, and that's where I focused on the gaining a power card as well as your reclaim option, and that's kind of what I go for. Looking at your 2 tracks, you have 2 4 energy and an element spot, and then you have 2 element spots on bottom track, and then 3 plays. Looking at your innates, you're going to notice that you have an innate that matches every elemental threshold in the game. So you have air, earth, fire, water, plant, animal, moon, and then of course sun. So your earth is going to be defense, and your air is going to be fast control. So you could either move explorers or towns. The defend 5 is so strong. It protects against Explorer Town City. It can protect against a City Explorer against Sweden. It protects against 2 towns and an Explorer against France. It protects against a city town against Scotland. There are just so many instances where that Defend 5 matters. Oh, it defends against 3 Russian Explorers. So it's so clutch. Like, if this was 1 point lower, you'd see this taken a lot less. The next is going to be a Fire Innate, which is going to be some damage in the slow, as well as the Water Innate, which is removing blight in the slow. This is largely seen as the strongest innate because for essentially a water threshold, you get to freely remove blight, and that is so powerful, especially when water cards are so prevalent and strong in this game. Looking at the plant and animal thresholds, the plant threshold allows you to gain or another spirit gain power cards, and then the animal threshold gives you Dahan movement or damage per Dahan. Looking at the moon threshold, this allows you to move Dahan or an explorer or gathering 3 explorers. This tends to not matter so much. And finally, the sun innate, which is going to give you 3 fear, gain an energy, and then you get to reclaim one of your power cards in play or in discard. So this is the only threshold that is for sun. So this is a little bit more trickier to get. It is very powerful when you do get it. So looking at your 4 uniques, you have Boon of Reimagining. It's a 1 energy slow power, and it's a moon threshold, or a moon card. It's target any spirit. Target spirit may forget a power card from hand or discard. If they do, they draw 6 minor power cards and gain 2 of them. So you get 2 minors. If you choose another spirit, they also gain an energy. This card is very powerful. It allows you to shape your hand or another spirit to shape theirs. Gather the scattered light of stars as one moon is a zero-cost slow, targeting yourself at the end of turn. After discarding, reclaim up to 2 cards to your hand. You may forget a unique power card to reclaim up to 3. This card is pretty nonsense. When I first started learning this Spirit, I really tried to utilize this card, and it's not bad. It's just what your Spirit can do is just so much better. And whenever you play this card, you're usually just behind tempo. The fact that you have a Reclaimed 1, you really don't need to waste one of your precious card plays to play this card. In addition, because all these thresholds are 3 elements, when you're playing a Moon card that doesn't have any other elements, you're not actually hitting the threshold. So like this card is it's just really bad. Like it's not, when I say real bad, it just compared to what else you can do with the Spirit. Piece of the Nighttime Sky, it's a 1 energy fast, 1 moon, Sacred Site range 1. If the terror level is 1, invaders do not ravage and target land. You may repeat this power. If you do, forget this power card and gain a moon. Very clutch card. It's a skip card that costs 1 energy, and if you need to, you can skip 2 lands. Just very, very, very strong. And finally, Shape the Self anew, 0 energy, slow power, moon, targeting yourself, gain a minor. You may forget this card to give you 3 energy. And then there's this 4 moon threshold. You may gain a major instead of a minor. So this threshold just never matters. When I say never, like it will never come up because you're playing this card on turn 1. You're forgetting it for a minor, or you're forgetting it to gain that energy, and that's why it's so important. Now, if this threshold, like really, this card just needs to be reworked if they want to add this threshold to it. So, with that said, let's get started. Let's play a game here. And I'm going to walk you through my good cards Starlight build. So a lot of times with Starlight, you're going to start off with gaining an energy. You're then going to place a presence. And here are the 4 different growth options you can get. And I like to go for this top one. And this is probably the most popular one here. And I'm going to choose the gain the power card and the move the presence. The reason why this is so popular is because gaining power cards is what you need to do. You need to find cards to fuel to interact with the board. In addition, it has that presence move, so it allows you to freely get your presence into areas so that your 0 ranged cards can act. And I like to get a minor power here, and then from at this point, this is when we kind of just start sculpting what we're trying to accomplish. So a lot of times I tend to favor earth, water, and plant, and that's typically the elements that I like to abuse. There are some very powerful earth, water, plant cards in the game. Some examples would be like Call to Trade, for instance, or Gift of Power. So there's plenty of very powerful tri-element cards if you can find them. So looking here, I really love Quicken. Quicken's excellent because, once again, you're moving presence, so it's very easy to get that defend 10. I also like Lure of the Unknown. It's a quad element, fast disruption, can be very, very powerful. Like Calls Like is pretty interesting just because it does have that water, allowing us to tech towards that water innate and kind of disrupt the invaders. I kind of want to go with, well, I mean, Like Calls Like is so strong. You know, let's do Like Calls Like. And I'm going to move this presence over here into my B7, and then a lot of times we'll be playing Boon of Reimagining and Shape on turn 1, and that is it. So we'll let the invaders act. And then there is the Wetland Explorer. So this is the one time, well, not one time, but usually this is the, you'll always get this Moon Innate this turn, and it's very rare that you'll get it on other turns. But a lot of times what I'll use is with this Innate, I will disrupt a build, so we're going to stop the build on B1. I'm then going to use Shape to give myself a card, and this is where I'm really looking for a powerful tool here. And, I mean, we got some good cards. I mean, these are pretty incredible. I mean, Cult Isolation is very good. I also love Treacherous, so I'll probably go Treacherous as it's a Water Earth, adds a Wild, it's just everything I want to be doing. And I'm going to forget for 3 energy. I'm then going to take Boon of Reimagining for myself, and I'm going to forget Gather. And let's see. So I did get Call to Trade, which is a very powerful card here. It is that Water Earth as well. What do I want to do? I mean, I'd love to get Spur, so I think I go with that card. And, I mean, Call to Trade really does work here if I want to. Like, I can Call to Trade, I can, like if I want, I can do Cultish Raid, Treacherous, stop both of these, as well as defend 5 my B4. So might as well do that. Seems pretty spicy. So at this point, there's a couple options. You'll first want to go with the energy, then you're going to place a presence. I love to go from bottom track. Some people like to place this element after they see what card they're getting. I already know what I'm going to get an Earth. I love that defense. It's so powerful. And then I'm going to gain a power card here. Some people like to go majors. Some people like to go minors. I like to go minors early on and then tech towards majors, usually in 2 turns. One of the benefits of getting this major on this turn before the element is you can shape these elements to your major that you get. But I am going to go with a minor. Ooh, Whirling Bog, another water card. I think I'd go Whirling Bog. Whirling Bog is the way to go. And actually, I should probably... Ooh, I should have... I slightly did this incorrectly, but that is okay. I meant to actually move... Or no. I wanted to leave it there. There we go. And it should not allow me to take this back, by the way, because I have already locked in that element. But it does not matter, because we know we're doing these 2 cards, and we have that defend 5 here. And actually, what we could do... do that, because then we can call to trade here. Pulling the Dahan. Actually, we'll not. And then we have Treacherous here. And this is what I was talking about, because now I've stopped this wetland, and then I've also stopped the ravages. So hardworking settlers. Sure, we just pick top here. I think call to trade blocks all of it. Oh no, it only blocks the second. Ooh. Well, we'll go bottom then, because I don't want those Dahan to get killed. Build there, and that's... I guess skip the Ravage. Sands, and that is it. So we have these built up lands, but that's okay. With Starlight, our game is going to go long, and we'll handle those lands later. So you don't have to worry about all of these invaders there. What I'll like to do is try to push towards a defend 5 on B3, and then I'll likely play Light Calls like here, such that I can pull out my this Explorer on B5. And I'm going to go with a major here, just so I can start digging for answers. I did find Cast Down, which is pretty fun. Rest of these cards kind of suck. I mean, I guess I go Cast Down here. And that's mainly, I mean, I did tech towards Water and Earth, and I'm actually going to be doing that again here. Because I'm going to be getting a water here. Water. And it looks like I'll probably go for a Cast Down play. Now, at this point, you can either reclaim a card that you've played, or you can go for an energy. I probably, like I said, I want to go for Cast Down now, because I've kind of assembled all of my pieces here. I've already gone with Earth, Water. We know we want to defend B3. I know I want to be playing Light Calls like this turn, as well as Whirling Bog. So now the question is do I want to reclaim or get an energy? I think we get an energy here. Light Calls like Whirling Bog. That solves both of my sands. And actually, now that I'm thinking about this, I probably want to, instead of the energy, go towards a Treacherous Waterway. So I do have that defend lined up properly. There we go. And we're going to Whirling Bog. Let's do... Usually this is where you would have a better target for this, but I do not have one. So we'll go here. Search new farmland, or seek new farmland. And I guess here. Sure, build sands and the coast. Well, I got lucky. Choosing an empty coast tends to be advantageous. So we'll heal the blight here, and we'll Light Calls like here, pulling the Explorer, pulling the town, stopping that Ravage completely, and then like I said, I have that defend 5 really nicely lined up for my B3. And like I said, we're teching towards Cast Down this game. So what do I need to play to win with Cast Down? I have Water Earth. I need to play 3 cards. Plus, I think I'm just off, right? Yeah, I think it's going to be a couple turns before I win with Cast Down, because I'm missing the moon, right? So I have Water Earth, Water Earth, Water Earth, plus a water earth plus spur. So I am missing a moon card here, which is okay. We are going to probably go for a power card gain. Getting a miner here. Very unfortunate. I was hoping for a earth card. But this is okay. We'll go with probably Weep. Don't think it matters at this point. We'll move our presence over here to my B3. And we'll place a presence, and we will go over here because we're going to go towards that Reclaim All. We're going to reclaim one. We're going to go with that Call to Trade. And we're just playing Call to Trade because we want the elements. Really want that Earth element. And I have the Water element. But I don't have any Blight to heal. This is where if you're playing another adversary, you'd be able to utilize that water and everything. But this is where we're at. And next turn, we go up to here. We grab this as Moon. Yeah, so I think we win in 2 turns. So we'll put a Wilds here. And we'll Call to Trade this land. And we'll defend 5 there. Gradual Corruption. Well, now we found a Blight to heal. And like I said, we're just going to heal that Blight. And now we're going to take that Blight to scale because we have no pressure at this point. We go Presence from here. Like I said, we want to lock in the Reclaim with the Moon. Usually I go towards 3 plays first, but because I have the Cast Down play, everything is just very different. And I'm going to go Reclaim All. I'm going to go with the extra energy. And then I'm going to go with Treacherous. And, I mean, I guess the Mountain's coming up, but it doesn't matter because we are playing a really powerful spirit. So, and this is the power of this spirit. I actually don't think I play Treacherous. We just play Weep and, I guess, Bog. And what I was saying is this is the power of the spirit, and that's because, as you can see here, we're going to allow this Ravage on B2 is going to happen. But nothing's going to matter because we're just going to heal the Blight after. So, like, okay, it doesn't matter if they Blight and they build. Like, I'd normally be worried about a Cascade, but it's like, well, I just heal the Blight. But before that, we'll use Weep. So I can get some Fear. And then we'll heal the Blight. And then I actually have a Moon Innate as well, but we don't need to do anything. Perfect. So now we just go to 3 plays with the energy. And I guess Reclaim All. Cast Down. Spur. Call to Trade. And then we spur ourselves that 4th card play with Treacherous, and that should be GG. Also have Defend 5 here, right? So I can Defend 5, I can Treacherous, push that Explorer out. Here we go. Sure. 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 There we go. And we end with a Threshold to Cast Down. As everything gets poured down into the island. And that is it. That is a solid win for us. Hopefully you guys found this video informative. Just still waiting for that screen here. Very, very, very powerful. Oh yeah, there's the cast down picture in the back. Yeah, so I mean, this is typically how people play Starlight, going to or getting that power card gain, going towards 3 plays, and then going for the reclaim. Choosing usually water, sun, earth, usually as the elements, and then teching majors.